Hello, everybody. It's Jeff Eichen here, and we are going live right now. We're going to all of our stations and creations, and today we are having a moment in time for the fallen, and we're really blessed that we got to live with great people around us in our whole life and time. And we're just waiting here for Facebook to come alive. And so, in the meantime, why don't I just come back here to Zoom, and you can see me. There I am. So we're waiting for Facebook to come on, and it's icanimagine.com for my blog and my fine art. You can see my weed art there. We're going to have a gallery soon. That's going to be all weed, and it'll be before Christmas, I promise. And there's different things you can get. You can get 3D, and you can get all different kinds of goodies that I'm going to have for you from my world. My world is really coming together here. I spent time yesterday with the canoe journey, and I printed a big print. This is a test print here. And then I gave it to them last night. It was pretty good. Let's see if I can bring that video over. That'd be super good. I just gave my camera to this young man, and he made the best video. So I'm going to send it over the airwaves here and see if we can do that. But in the meantime, let's go on. Let's see how my Facebook is doing. So we're going to go live with Facebook. Go live with Facebook. Da, 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 da. It's trying. It's trying. It's trying. And then we're going to, we're already live on StreamYard. So we are going to go back to Zoom. And I think we got our local hamster in a good prone position. How you doing, Noah? Welcome, Noah.
All right, all right.
Okay, you look like you're in traction with the big old headset on and everything. We're doing great today. We're honoring the fallen. We lost Ozzy this week and a couple other people, and some great people from the hemp movement.
And stuff here for some reason.
Yeah, so it's been quite a week of people, coming and going, and we're all just family here. That's my that's my postcard for the day. Family of monkeys, and welcome to episode 271, everybody. We got Noah on board. We'll see who else comes today. But in the meantime, Noah, sit back and we're going to share our screen with you all here. And if we can get some magic going here. And we're going to do our intro at the beginning, not 10 minutes into the show. So let's see if we can do our intro, everybody. Let's go to our quick time, back in action. Here we go. Now, let's end prohibition now. So today, as we honor the fallen, Ozzy, thank you for blazing the trail and for being true to yourself and for just being epic. There's so many epic people, we can't believe it, that are on the planet walking right now. And Richard Lee, thank you for Oaksterdam and for teaching everybody about marijuana, about 420, and about cannabinoids and how nobody should be in jail for a plant. So this is Weeds Day, episode 271. We honor you, all the fallen. We will have a video later. And let's not forget Jack Harrer, the father of the movement. Oh, my Papa and Baja, I miss you. So this episode today is dedicated to all those before us and that are in heaven helping us to end prohibition. We will. We're working on our concert with Dale Rook in Canada, and we love you all, and peace in the Middle East and in your heart, and let's end prohibition through social media. Don't forget, my QR codes all lead to the same place, freedom. We're moving forward with our concert plans to gather a lot of people together to end prohibition, to raise awareness and raise money for the prisoners in and out of jail, and for the legal faction that can help to get to the White House to end prohibition in our lifetime.
Baked up a fresh knuckle sandwich if anybody wants one.
Till we get the license, don't bogart that joint, my friend. Pass it over to me. Lawrence is moving back to the States on the 22nd. Roll another one. Just like the other one. Love you, everybody. Jeff I Can Hear, host with the most. Let's get it on and have a concert in 2025. Straight from the movies, Dash is on his way home to America with his family. They're going to stop and live in Reno with the rest of his friends there from the Philippines. And we'll get him here to do a remake of the song. Parade. 1, 2, 3. Hooray!
Will come together as Timothy Leary's campaign song. You can hear that on the radio all the time.
His campaign song, Timothy Leary.
Governor race. He was going to run against Ronald Reagan as governor.
Let the kids get high. As a matter of fact, President Nixon, why don't we all turn on together?
At the time, the government probably feared Tim Leary more than they feared anybody. Nixon thought that dope dealers were among the worst criminals on earth.
We must wage what I have called total war against public enemy number one in the United States.
Oh, yeah, public enemy number one. Thank you to the all brave souls that are helping to end prohibition. Please support us. Our concert is coming. Parade. Rest in peace, all of our incredible people that blazed the trail from start to finish. We have, we're going to honor Richard Lee today. I don't have a blog for Richard, everybody, but I do have, let's see if I can find it here on Facebook. I have something I want to read to you all. Let's see if I can get Amy's, if I can get Can-Do Clemency's post. She's going to have a post here. And I'm going to read it to you here, okay? It says here, everybody, it says, "Rest in peace, Richard Lee. This is a colossal loss for our community. Richard was a pioneer and a cannabis freedom fighter like no other. He brought Amsterdam to Oakland and started one, and I think only university, the only university appropriately entitled Oaksterdam. kind of like Amsterdam, where people learned how to legally work in the cannabis industry. I was filming my 420 movie documentary, and the phased raid raided Amsterdam and threatened to incarcerate Richard, who gave birth to a movement from a wheelchair because nothing could stop him from realizing his dreams. Just like Ram Dass, he was in a wheelchair and he taught wheelchair people to be here and now. So think about the future, but live in the present and get things done, everybody. So the dream maker, and now is living his dream in heaven. So many youngsters on the shoulders of heroes like Richard, who suffered so others, including former cops, could enjoy the fruits of his labor to fight and ultimately win the battle to access recreational use of marijuana. We love you, Richard. And Richard, that's an incredible post and honor of your incredible life. You know, we come and we go, everybody. What more would you want? You know, so later on in the show, I'm going to have a 12-minute salute to everybody that's left the planet. Not everybody, but to recognize people, and you're all recognized. We have empathy for everybody on the planet today and tomorrow. So take your medicine from me, Jeffrey Eichen here, and I'm going to come back to my Zoom here and see if I can come back to see how Noah's doing. Noah's not in his recliner anymore, so that's beautiful. You don't look like you're stretched out and in the H pedal. So so Noah, any words of advice to everybody today that's on the other side? Can you reach out to all the folks that are in heaven to come help us build a hempcrete dome? I mean, tell everybody what you do.
Oh, well, we're developing a large-scale 3D printer that's specialized to print high-performing concrete dome structures, and affordably and very seamlessly and fast. And so that's what we're currently working on. We're integrating motion control tool pathing with AI camera right now. That's what we're working on, and
Fantastic.
looking to get it operational here momentarily. And yeah, and looking to find the right projects at scale and make the technology available as soon as possible.
Well, I have a video here. Hang on, let me get this out of the way here. I have a video that I made for you, and let's see if I can show it. Tell me if you hear it and if it's working. Hang on. So I'm going to go desktop, share desktop, and I'm going to show Noah's video, everybody. Let's see if I can make it bigger here. Boom, boom. See if I can make it bigger here. Boom.
Are you available today?
Yeah. Hang on. Okay, so can you hear?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, everybody, here we go. This is Noah's project. I can't believe I made this video like 2 years ago that we haven't been using it, but here we go. We can't turn the clock back, everybody. Let's get Noah's domes with less energy for the planet and global warming, from concept to reality, from farm to table. So this is a giant 40-foot, 24-foot dome structure. They put a ladder up, and then this 3D printer, you can see how beautiful it is, everybody. It actually sprays concrete and ceramic and all the goodies that, like, they drip and hold their space and they don't go down to the ground, and it makes this beautiful structure in hours, minutes. There it is, spraying. And then they take the bladder out. And our plan is to put a layer of hempcrete in the middle for insulation, spraying it, figuring that out. And here's a finished product at Noah's house. And these are mock-ups of how they could look. And they're pretty impressive, everybody. There's no reason why not to build these in Africa and Sudan and freaking Gaza, you know.
Right here in the USA.
And in Los Angeles, while you're waiting for your house to be built, your McMansion, get a small footprint dome. Once we fix this and finish this project, we're going to be putting one on my property here in the next year, and we're working diligently to get all the permits and everything together. If you want to be part of this, if you're a hamster or an architect and you're listening to Jeff Eichen today and Noah, this is the future. This is an incredible way to live and to build sustainably. Probably even better than straw bale or whatever, because Noah says, correct me if I'm wrong, that when you go to another country, that where whatever their materials are, you're going to be using the indigenous materials locally, so they don't have to be shipped or flown.
Okay. Well, thank you, Jeffrey. I've got to take care of a couple things currently, but so are you available for editing later today?
I have a 4 o'clock, so let's see, it's 12. We get over at 1. Why don't we meet at 2 o'clock?
Okay, see if we can make that work.
Okay, I will see you. Everybody give a round of applause for Noah. I'll give him a... And my question was to you is that when you go to another country to build these, you're going to use the indigenous clay and formulations that they have locally, so we don't have to import anything?
Well, I don't know about importing anything, but we take inventory of what available materials are locally and see how we can enhance the formulations with local derived materials, and this is just the beginning of the evolution of geopolymers, because basically what's happening with AI polymer formulations now is accelerating at an exponential speed, and we can do simulated tests and verify them with lab experiments. And so far, 80% of them that have been created in the last six to 8 months have proven out to be accurate predictions by and functional in that world. So it's really accelerating at hundreds of years of lab tests being done in a matter of hours. So.
Well, it'll be great. I mean, I've been to the pyramids before in Central and South America, never to the Great Pyramids in Egypt. But when you see triangles all over, a city, it'll be great to see, domes, like multiple domes next to each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you very kindly.
All right. Talk to you at 2.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Love. Everybody, that was Noah.
Yes. Thank you.
That was Noah, and Noah's far out dude. And I'm going to get my hair out of my eyes and put my Grateful Dead hat back on. I'm supposed to go to the Grateful Dead next week. It's a lookalike band, but at Seahawk Stadium to watch. It's not Seahawks, it's the Mariners at Mariner Stadium. They're going to have like a pre-band that's going to do Grateful Dead music and then a game. I don't know if it's in the stadium or I think it's an adjacent venue, but I'll be in Portland teaching photography to my close friends, Brian and Sarah and their children. I'm going to be hanging out with Gabriel, teaching him to see. You know, his dad says we don't really need Photoshop or video technology because he's pretty good at 10 years old. Teach them to see, Jeffrey. So I'm bringing some books down and we're going to go through it. And then maybe I'll bring my printer down and we'll print some stuff after we're finished going out and shooting. But I'm going to show them depth of field. I'm going to show them point of view and how Ansel Adams taught me that that's a wide angle lens and that's a telephoto when you're out in the world and you're looking at things. And then when it clicks in, that's where you go get your tripod. When he did Moonrise, Ansel Adams story, he told the students back in 1974, Jeff Eichen went to see Ansel Adams. I think Amy Carter was there, and there was people in black, men in black, the secret police there and everything. But her and I were the youngest people at the Ansel Adams workshop that year. And Ansel said, pre-visualize everything. See it like this, and then when it clicks in, then you go get your tripod. But clicking in means that he saw moonrise over Hernandez and the light hitting the horse and coming down, and he didn't have his light meter, and he was standing on top of the car, one of those famous Ansel shots moments with an 8x10 camera. So he knew that the moon had a lumens of so many, and he did his exposure. I was just checking my mic here. He did his exposure according to the lumens and got the perfect exposure. And then his wife came out of the car and said, "Here's your light meter, do the zone system." So that's how he got his most famous photograph, Moonrise over Hernandez. So that's my buddy Ansel Adams, who taught me photography. But I'm going to bring some Ansel books, and maybe I'll get his papa to take us to a photo gallery together and inspire a young man to see the world. He's already super curious, so keep your kids curious. My friend Aaron decided to leave the planet on his own. So on Friday, rest in peace, Aaron, we are going to honor you at Chetumalca Park from 2 to 5. And so find a way not to get so disturbed that you leave early, So I'm teaching him photography, maybe like me. Here, I'll show you a new photo that I made, everybody. It's kind of a far out photo. That's at Lake Crescent. And I saw her walking into the shot, and I grabbed what I thought was my cell phone, and it was, and I had it on high resolution, and I went click, 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 click. I did as many as I could, but that's the shot that I got. So I'm having an art show soon, and I've been printing. You can see my printers out today here, and it's kind of fun what I do. Here, I'll show you. So I print my cards up, and then I cut them and I put them in sleeves, and it's really beautiful. So you got to be prolific. That's what my Papa Bear taught me. I look today, and my dad would be 92 years old. Howie, at 90. So I have this 90-year-old steampunker lady that comes to town. Her name is Kate, and Kate texted me the other day. One thing, she texted me. She said, "I love you." So we had a little back and forth for a minute there, and so because I'm giving her attention, and she just had the gumption to remember that show Earl, something about Earl or something. He had a piece of paper in his pocket, and he'd pull it out, and he'd check them off every time he'd go and apologize to somebody. Do it. apologize to your people you've either done wrong or you think that you have unfinished business with. Go through, calculate it up, be nice, everybody. So, today's episode is about the fallen, and I guess it's a good time to go get the fallen papers here. I have a video, and I hope you can see this video. I'm going to share my screen. Boom. And sit back, everybody. Roll a big one. Roll a big fatty, and of your favorite strain, and don't drive. So I'm going to go back to my back here. No. Let's go back here. So there's Richard. We love you, Richard. We'll get more Richard in a second. All the OGs, we love you. So that's what I just had. Okay, so now we are going to go and watch this video here. Somebody text me or call me or my phony if you can't hear this, but I'm going to play this 12-minute video. So sit back or take a break, whatever you please. But this is a beautiful video. Tom Dix, 101. Go Tom. John Plottright. Finally get to put names to some people you've only seen. Some of these actors are been in like 200 films. What the hell? They ever slept? Heavy Page, 97. Major Howard. Don't forget suicide, everybody. Hold your people tight. Hopefully AI will help with cancer in our lifetime. Gene Hackman, we love you. 6 decades, 4 Golden Globes, 2 Oscars, French Connection. Surgery complications. Mm-hmm. 40 films for Shite. What a cutie. Elvis. Stella, 102. See, most people live long ages when they're doing their purpose. That's what I believe. All the artists I know, all the photographers, live to be 80s, 90s, 100s. I would say most of these people reached 90. Does that mean your 80s are tough? Kim, 101. They all Kims live to be over 100. You know who I'm talking to? My show, everybody. Episode 271. Marshall Dobbins in Cheers. Robert McRae. And I got some haircuts. Nice going. Suicide. Francisco. They're all young. Suicide. Lassie. Shepard played one of Elvis's gals. Steve, 84. Joyce, good one, 94. Alma, golden age of Mexican cinema, 95. Woo! You're beautiful at 95. Marianne Faithful, hung out with Mick Jagger. Was that Mr. Roper, Murphy? I don't know. Alzheimer's, Richard Lyons, everybody. Most notably, Annie Hall from Tony Robert. 85. Good job. I think we're learning to live younger older ages. One from Norma, one of the last surviving stars from the golden age of Mexican cinema. Dig that hairdo. Joe Coots. He was 51. What the heck? Didn't say how he died. He was in Kiki Boots, Modern Family, Nurse Jackie, Chicago Fire. Biff with that is birthday. Biff, known for his unique comedic style and memorable performances. Everything, everywhere, all at once. 2022. He died at 76. Too early, Biff. Heaven, cancer. Fuck you. Lung infection. Julian Holloway. Julian, what the hell? And Yolanda, 93. Yolanda was cooking at 93. The Isle of the Snake People. Mexican cinema star. Yolanda. Hey, Yolanda. Can you sing this song, everybody? La, 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 honor you. La la, we honor you. Everybody dance. So before I get nailed by the robots for playing a Beatles song, I got nailed once for playing a Beatles song from Vimeo. They took down 1,500 of my videos, and recently they said they've deleted them. And I tried and tried for years to get them back. Bummer. In the summer. So everybody, that was incredible. Let's see if I can get out of here and go back to my incredible me here. So it's Jeff Eichen here with Weeds Day, and we talk about the fallen, people that are not here with us anymore. And we had a little story here of we went into Amy's Facebook and we were talking about Richard Lee. Let's see if there's anything else on Richard Lee here. Let's see if we can go into my Facebook and go if there's a Richard Lee memorial here. RICHARDLEE. So Richard Lee, 25 mutual friends. That could be Richard. So digital creator, Harvard University, Richard Lee Johnson. In memory, here we go. So see more. So Richard Lee, let's see if we can get his, is that his Instagram? No, it's Richard Lee here. So Amy put up something for Richard Lee. Let's see if we can see if Normal has a video here of Richard Lee. Richard Lee, we love you. So it says here, Richard Lee was an entrepreneur. This is from Normal. Normal remembers Richard Lee from Oxfordham, the founder and longtime activist. Richard Lee was an entrepreneur who helped greatly advance the public's perception of cannabis and its consumers. Years prior to the adoption of the statewide legalization in California, Lee boldly opened some of the first marijuana coffee shops in the United States, the Blue Sky Coffee Shop and the Bulldog Coffee Shop in Oakland, California. He founded Oaksterdam University. In 2007, the first brick and mortar establishment to offer in-person educational training to those who look in to enter the cannabis industry. The university has granted over 110,000 students, graduated 110,000 students. The university and in numerous medical cannabis states where they're legal to have his curriculum. As a passionate activist, Lee spearheaded the Proposition 19 marijuana legalization in California. In 2010, the grassroots effort received more than 3.4 million votes and laid the foundation for the passage of the first ever successful statewide legalization initiatives in Colorado and Washington 2 years later. California ultimately legalized the adult use of cannabis market following the passage of a separate ballot initiative, Proposition 64 in 2016. Following the federal raid of Blue Sky and Oaksterdam by the federal government in 2012, Richard named Executive Chancellor and Dale Sky Jones as the head of the university. No charges were ever filed against Lee, and Oaksterdam University triumphantly he reopened the doors later. Thanks to Richard Lee, opportunities have opened up for so many people. Jones posted on Oaksterdam website, Richard's vision brought new jobs to new businesses and new protection for patients and allowed for new lives with dignity where once there was only stigma and punishment. She added Richard's courage to fight when it wasn't easy, when it wasn't safe, and when few others dared, led to a domino effect of global change that we are still witnessing today. He didn't wait for the system to catch up. He worked relentlessly to make it right. His legacy is one of freedom for individuals, freedom for communities, and freedom for families who now thrive without the shadow of an unjust system hanging over them. Normal's deputy director, Paul Amarantano, who served on Oaksterdam's facility for over a decade, echoed Jones's sentiments. Richard Lee was generous and courageous man, and generous with his time and his courageousness by his actions. His contributions to the movement are immense, yet he always remained humble. He spoke softly, yet his actions carried tremendous weight. There are few people who have single-handedly advanced our cause as much as Richard Lee. His contributions and his legacy will not be forgotten. Normal offers its condolences to the friends and family of Richard Lee. So there we go. Amazing little blog there. Let's see what else we have here on Richard Lee. Okay, stand with Richard Lee to tell Obama to end the medical marijuana raids. Earlier this week, with agents with the U.S. Marshal Service and the Drug Enforcement Administration, the Internal Revenue Service raided several properties owned by longtime marijuana law reform advocate Richard Lee. Richard has devoted over $1 million of his own money and countless hours of his own life championing Proposition 19. Remember that, everybody? Proposition 19, Chris Conrad, remember that? Chris Boucher, remember that? Dan Harrer, Vivian McPeak, all my buddies, Paul Stanford, do you remember all that? Amy Pova. So Proposition 19 and legalization in California, to say nothing of the all-time and passion he has poured into helping revitalize his community of downtown Oakland. Can you give him a minute of your time and sign this petition to President Obama? Rest in peace, Richard Lee. So this is all from Normal. Let's see if there's anything else here on Facebook here on Richard Lee. So that was Normal. Now we have I have something written in Indian that I can't read. I have another post there. Looks like most everybody's just posting his picture here, but as soon as I scroll through and find some beauties, I'll read them to you. It's Jeff Eichen with episode 271. It's been a pleasure to be your host for all these years and to honor Richard Lee. Let's see if I can get a Richard Lee photograph up on my site here. So if I go boom, if I go to my software here, I can go and grab a picture of Richard Lee here for y'all. Let's go here and go. Let's get a Richard Lee photo here. So if I get a Richard Lee photo, it's going to be right here. Boom. Roll another one, just like the other one. So get ready, everybody. Here comes Richard Lee. So Richard Lee, let's make you smaller, Richard, for a big guy. There's Richard Lee there. So Richard Lee will stay up while I'm talking about him. Just a blazer, like Jack Harrer, who rhymes with terror, but didn't terrorize, except for he wanted to terrorize the government and wanted to make it so it was so beautiful and so important to do what he did. Importantly, Richard Lee did physically in the outside world. Well, Jack was in the outside world, but together they were two of the most incredible humans on the planet that were helping to end prohibition. We now have several people, going to visit Alice Johnson in the White House and standing up for our specific prisoners in jail for nonviolent marijuana crimes. So this is Jeff Eichen with episode 271 saying we lost an OG. That's an old guy who wasn't that old and who did everything he could to raise the awareness. 110,000 graduates from his school, Oaksterdam. It's like Amsterdam, but it was in Oakland. And I know Oakland's going to be sad to see him go. So maybe we'll do a concert in Oakland. Anyways, we're planning to do our concert in incredible Niagara Falls, Canada, with Dale Rook and Blazing in the Falls. And so that's all I know is that we love you. My hat's off to you, Richard, Ozzy, Brian Wilson, all the beautiful ladies that have gone to the other side to help us on this side. So if that's possible, get your butt working towards helping us to walk the next initiative into the White House to end prohibition, to make marijuana legal so we can have hempcrete legal and so we can grow millions of acres. The Squamish, the Native Americans that I just hung out with would love to grow hemp to make houses and have their children invested in hemp. It's much safer than white man's alcohol. Marijuana is safer than alcohol, everybody. So it's Jeff Eichen here, and we're at the top of the hour. If there's anybody that wants to call in, do so. Oh, let me see if I can get Amsterdam. Hang on. Let me see if I can get Amsterdam. I've got my phone here, everybody, and we are going to see if we can get Amsterdam. Let's see if Dale's available. It's like a live moment on TV here, if we get Dale or not. Remember, like Art Linkletter would call people and things like that, and we get a little ringy-dingy, one ringy-dingy.
Call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
Good afternoon, Dale. It's Jeff Eichen here with Weeds Day. We're actually live, and we wanted to pay incredible empathy and rest in peace for Richard. And I know you're busy dealing with that right now, but we wanted to have our global community hear your voice. And this is Dale Sky, everybody, on her message machine. So everybody, hang on. Here we go, Dale. Hemp Hooray, and we talked about all the fallen today, and Richard is definitely in there. So blessings to you, Dale. Give me a shout whenever you want. You have my number now popped up there, and we'd love to have you on and run through the incredibleness of the legacy of Richard. Okay, we'll talk about a project. Thank you. Bye-bye. Hemp Hooray, Dale. So everybody, that was Dale Sky Jones, and she worked with Richard for all these years to make that happen. And that's all I know. Let's see if I can. All day today I've been dark, so there I am. I had my lightness down. So see how the window light is really beautiful in here, but I had the darkness on. So it's just about 5 minutes before the end of the day. Let's roll out of here with my exit strategy. So click to resume. Okay, so here we go. So we are definitely incredibly having a episode 271. We're paying homage to Richard Lee and all the fallen today, my father, Jack Harrer, and all the beautiful people before us that blazed a trail for us to do what we do. And look out for us and for our concert, and you can donate to us at all the usual places. There's icanimagine.com, and there's Relief Foundation. That's the best place to get me. But we've had a pretty decent show. It's never that fun when you see all the people that left the planet today, but how much they did for goodness And oh, I know what I wanted to do. I wanted to read something to you all here. Let's see if I can find it here. I got this book that was recommended to me, The Fifth Sacred Thing by Starhawk. Has anybody read Starhawk out there? Well, it says here, imagine a world without poverty, hunger, or hatred, where a rich culture honors its diverse mix of races, religions, and heritages. Let's see if I can find that image here. I know that I took a picture of it. Let's see if I can find a picture of it. It'll be great for y'all to see it. So I know I did, and then I brought it over. Let's see if I can bring it over to you guys. So let's see if this is it. Okay, so it is, and I'm going to share my screen again. So we're going to go back to Zoom, and we're going to share my screen. It's sometimes easier to read and follow me along my reading while I'm doing it. So it's more polite, and it's pretty cool. So there you go. There's the reading there. Let's see if I can make that a little bit bigger. Okay. So imagine a world without poverty, hunger, or hatred, where the rich culture honors its diverse mix of races, religions, and heritages, and the four sacred things that sustain life: earth, fire, air, and water. We are valued unconditionally. Now imagine the opposite, a nightmare in which authoritarian regime, politics, and apartheid states access to food and water is restricted to those who obey and corrupt official religion. Women are the property of their husbands or the state, and children are, I got a little booger there, so are bred for prostitution and war. The best and the worst of our possible futures are poised to clash, and the outcome rests on the wisdom and the courage of one clan caught in the conflict. Provocative and magical, political and spiritual, an extraordinary book that stands in the great tradition of the political and the philosophical novels. Exciting, magical, and rich. That's the fifth sacred thing. So I guess that's kind of like the four agreements, the fifth agreement. So, and there goes my book. It goes down. So I'm really blessed to have you. And there we go. Thank you so much for joining us today, everybody. And we are blessed to be part of this world that we're in. I'm still sharing my screen. I think I got out of Facebook there. So I'm still on YouTube, and I'm blessed to have you, everybody, and to see what's going on here is a blessing. So Hemp Hooray and Richard Lee, we love you, and thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in today. I'm going to be in Portland next week. Let's see if I can get online. If I can't, then I'll see you the following week. And it's Jeff Eichen, Hemp Hooray.